India and Russia have just made a decision that has shaken Washington, rattled Europe, and sent shockwaves through the entire global financial market. Russia's Minister of Economic Development, Maxim Reshetnikov, officially announced on RT that India-Russia trade will no longer use the US dollar or the euro. That's right, dollar out, euro out, rupee and ruble in. And this isn't just a simple policy update. This is a direct strike at the global financial order that has been dominated by the dollar for nearly 70 years. What did Russia announce? Reshetnikov confirmed that India and Russia have resolved all issues related to national currency settlements. From now on, all bilateral trade will be settled in Indian rupees and Russian rubles. This is a massive move, and here's why the world is calling it a financial earthquake. Why did India and Russia ditch the dollar and euro? 1. Western sanctions on Russia. The US and EU have placed heavy sanctions on Moscow. Using the dollar or euro for trade exposes Russia to restrictions, delays, and blockages. But now, India-Russia trade becomes sanction-proof. 2. India's strategic autonomy. India no longer wants its economic decisions to be influenced by Western pressure. Switching to local currencies gives India the freedom to negotiate, buy, and sell on its own terms. 3. The global trend, de-dollarization. Worldwide, countries are slowly moving away from the dollar's dominance. India's move is one of the largest de-dollarization steps in modern history. 4. Faster, bigger trade. Bilateral trade between India and Russia has already crossed $50 billion, but payments in dollars were slow and complicated due to sanctions. Now, with Rupee Ruble settlements, instant payments, no Western gatekeepers, bigger trade volumes, why the West is worried. 1. The dollar's global dominance is being challenged. For 7 decades, the world's biggest deals have been done in dollars. But if major powers like India and Russia shift to their own currencies, the dollar's grip weakens. And this is exactly what Washington fears. 2. Europe takes a major hit. The EU wants global trade to shift toward the euro, but India and Russia just bypassed it completely. This is a strategic loss for Europe. 3. India emerges as an independent power. India's decision signals a bold message. India is no longer a neutral observer. It's becoming a global economic axis. BRICS is expanding, and India is one of its strongest pillars. Western analysts now openly say, India just struck a blow to the dollar. 4. America's control. Weakens dollar-based trade gives the US enormous leverage. Every dollar transaction passes through American oversight, but Rupee Ruble trade completely outside US control. This is why Western media is calling it a tectonic shift in global finance. How India benefits. This move is a game changer for India. 1. Cheaper, faster. Imports from Russia. India imports crude oil, weapons, fertilizers, coal, industrial goods, dollar payments used to get stuck. Now, instant settlements with Rupee Ruble trade, especially crude oil. India already buys Russian oil at a discount. This makes it even easier. 2. Stronger Indian rupee. If the rupee becomes a currency used in international trade, its value rises, its acceptance grows globally. 3. Big wins for Indian companies. Major Indian giants dealing with Russia will benefit, like ONGC, IOC, Halpale, Tata Adani, JSW, no delays, no sanctions, no dollar bottlenecks. BRICS power rising. India and Russia are key members of BRICS, plus a bloc that is openly working to reduce dollar dependence. This decision pushes BRICS closer to a new financial architecture where Western currencies no longer dominate. Why this is a geopolitical earthquake. Western experts are worried. Commentators in the US and Europe are saying India is slipping out of the Western orbit. India is acting like an independent global pole. This is a blow to the dollar. India's foreign policy has transformed. No longer neutral, no longer dependent. Now strategic, bold, and totally self-driven, India is signaling loud and clear, we are a global economic power. We choose our own path. India and Russia switching to Rupee Ruble trade is not just a bilateral agreement, it's a challenge to dollar dominance, a boost to BRICS strength, a declaration of India's economic independence, and the beginning of a new financial era. What do you think? Is Russia right? Is dollar dominance coming to an end? Tell us in the comments.